Alright, how is everybody doing? Oh, happy Wednesday, hump day! Mike, what day is it? Hump day! I am going up to Door County, Wisconsin, and I'm gonna sit on the beach and sip whiskey and drink Bloody Marys and go shopping and hiking, and it's gonna be great. I'm just gonna relax. Everyone do okay today? Did you make it through the haymaker? That was a rough one to watch today. That was a big shakeout. Alright, so FUV looks good. Let's look at KMPH. I know I called that out today too. It's got a tiny little... So it'll probably fill that tomorrow. And then retest these highs here. I'm going golfing with my parents, and they're kind of old, so... I've seen the TRCH thing. I'm not sure. Probably gonna run up to the dividend, and then probably dump after that, because I think that's all people care about. Kind of looks like a head and shoulders, though, so be careful about that. So you got that going for you. Yeah, I'm still in CLF. Down a little bit on it, but it's still in the formation, so even though it's kind of a bear flag, I still like it. Sentiment's still good, so that's another one. Let me look at my scanner here real quick. Oh wow. So BCTX has 47% floated. This could be another short squeeze. So this is the cost to borrow on it's really high. Let me take a look at this. Oh, this thing is super shorted. Short percentage went up today 280%. 100% or 91% shares that are available to be shorted are used. So keep this one on your radar. I know it's kind of a penny stock, but you know, these are the ones that can go up the highest. You know, this thing gets back over $7 and this thing's off to the races. So set your alert at like 7:05. Let's see what else we got. Workhorse is the #1 possible squeeze right now. Huya is up there. Wow. Oh, that looks interesting, huh? Keep this one on your list too. I don't even think their fundamentals are that bad. I think it's just because it's a China stock. Just take a look at the fundamentals. Yeah, they make money, so... I mean... This would be... So, let me tweet these out so everyone can get these. So, Huya, BCTX... What are some other good ones to keep on your list? Workhorse. Clovis went up today. Marcus. Is this running off of AMC? There we go. Got it. Alright. Alright, let's talk about some scanners here. So, I want to talk about one that I really like. This is Chartmill. Chartmill is completely free. I don't pay for this. It's completely free. So this went from dark to boom, brightness. So what I do is go on trading ideas here, and they have all these different scanners already pre-built. So the ones at the top obviously are hearted, so you can like those. I like the top 4 are really good. So the bull flags, momentum, and the technical breakouts. This one is probably the best. Bull flags second best. Momentum is third best. Yeah, absolutely free. You don't have to pay for it. So you can just run it. Now, I make a few changes to it. So the reason I really like this scanner in particular is I can change it however I want, and then I can see right there with the scanner all the charts, so I don't have to go and look at everyone individually. I can just quickly breeze them all. So what I normally like to do is make sure it's US only. Market cap doesn't matter as much, but the average volume, if I'm going to play options, I typically want it over 2 million. ETF doesn't matter. Those are really the only changes I really make. You know, make sure it's in the US so you can trade it on most brokers. And then make sure the volume is high, you know, on average 2 million volume a day. So that way, you know, the options are going to probably have good liquidity. And then, you know, it shows you the daily charts, which, you know, a lot of people use, which is fine. But if you go over to main chart here, you can actually change that to, like, say, the 2 hour or the hourly, and really get a good setup here. So, you know, looks like there's a couple good ones on here. So I like APH already. Let me check something out here. APH also showed up on the Omega scanner, so that's interesting. This is chartmill.com. Chartmill.com. This is free. So APH also showed up on the Omega scanner. You know, a lot of these actually look like they did. So APO did as well. This one looks interesting. Looks like it's been consolidating here forever. So let's take a look at these real quick. Let's look at Apollo. And when we look at it ourselves, you could see something almost immediately on here. So you kind of got a cup going on right here. You got falling volume, rising RSI, which is interesting. This could actually be this could be played two ways, so. So, you could short it under the red line here I'm going to make. Or you can go long on the green line. And it's simple as that. And then APH was the other one we were looking at. Amphenol Corporation. Looks like I had that on my list here already. Looks like they got dividend coming up, is that Monday? So it looks like it broke this falling wedge, hit some resistance here, like it did before, came back, is retesting it. So this one looks really good. So this could bounce right off of here. Oh, that thing didn't do so good after hours. Holy cow! That's down $1 after hours. Well, let's see if that gets bought up in the morning. But if that starts up here above the screen line, then that could be a good long. So, XLV was one that I was talking about this morning. I said, look, keep it on your radar because it was showing up on some of my scanners. XLV actually does not look so good on my chart, so this actually looks like a Batman forming. So this could do one of these. I'll get a good green candle after hours. Yeah, we can look at a bunch of tickers. Let me get through these scanners for everyone so they know, the classroom, and then we can do some tickers. Because this one's cool, and then the bar chart one is super cool. And so you can see, these have some good cups forming. Kind of see on the charts here what they look like. McDonald's looks super interesting. I know we've been talking about that one lately. I got the alert set for everyone already, so when this breaks out, we'll know. So we don't got to worry about that. And so what they do on this one is they have a credit system. So you have so many free credits you can use a month, and then if we've used them up and you want to keep doing it, then you have to pay for it. But I've never, I run this almost every day, and I've never used all my credits, so something to think about. Alright. Let's talk about bar charts. So this one I use to do a lot of different things on it. So this one, if you go to stocks, has all sorts of scanners. They have the top 100 stocks. So these are your alpha weighted stocks. So this one will show you basically on here, weighted alpha is a measure of how much stock has risen, and it's weighted with recent price activity. So DAC is your #1 stock on here. And as you can see, this thing has been going nuts. Looks like it's up from $3 up to $74. Man, that is one to put on your list. Holy cow. I don't know what they do, marine shipping. That thing has just been on a tear. Looks like their profits have been on a tear as well. What are we doing here? So these are your top 100s. This is a good list to build your watch list off of. Alright. What I like to do though is they have their options here, and you can do an options screener as well. So if you wanted, you can look at unusual options volume. So you can look at, say, what's got the highest call volume today? Apple, AMC, iTub, Tesla, Amazon Workhorse, Ford, DKing, Wish. You're seeing a lot of trending stocks on this list. You can even see how many total calls and how many puts were bought on here. Very useful. I usually run these scanners at night. So I like to build my watch lists at night, so I run these all at night. You can run them midday too, but I make my watch lists and then, you know, I go off of news and how they're going for the day. So you can also go by put call volume. So you can see TRQ had the highest put to call volume. So what did TRQ look like today? Looks like TRQ is a very good short opportunity. You know, this thing gapped down and now it's making you know, if this can't get back over 1650, it's got some room to fall. You know, it's got a bunch of gaps down here too. There's one. There's one. So these could be your targets. The news websites, I use I use Twitter. So I follow a bunch of different news sources on Twitter, and that's what I use. So alright, so let's get some interesting here. So I have I actually have some custom screeners already built. I can show you how I did that. So where are my save screeners? Hold on. Where are my save screeners? There they go. So I have a couple of option screeners here. So this one measures high call ratios. So I like to have high alpha, so stocks that are moving right now, and stocks that have low put to call ratios. So that means there's very little puts at all. And then I like to have technical buy signals on there, at least over $12. And then I want it to have active options on it. Let's run that. So now we have CNR, ETWO, Groupon, Novaphone, and Nova, NOV, and VOD. CNR is interesting. That's a new one. What's that look like? Oh wow. Oh wow, I've actually have that on my list. Hey, look at that. Hit my price target. So this let's have a gap down here. It is running, following a channel down, so for me, you know, this would be a real nice scalp you could do. Let's say it breaks out here, you could play that to 1950, catch a dollar, move on that. I mean, I run these are the ones that I run every night, so I usually post these in there. Hold on one second. Here, I'll have the I'll show you the filters on here. Just I'm gonna write down, oh, hold on. I have to pay for this, so this one is not free. That's why I tell you all of them at the end of the night, so you don't have to pay for them. Alright, so I'll leave this on here, so if you want to copy these down or take a screenshot, you know, this is recorded so you can go back and look at this, but alright, let's go to my second one. So this one's a little bit different. This one is super in-depth. I use the core of what I had before, but then I add 3 more things on. So I'm a little bit more lax with my call ratios, a little bit more lax with my alpha. You know, I still have it over 12. These are all the same. But the big things I add on here is I want a high beta, so things that move 1 to 2 times the movement of beta or of SPY. I want the analyst rating to be high so that, you know, there's a good likelihood that they think it's going to go up too. And then the trend spotter direction means that it's in a currently moving, the direction it's moving in is very strong. So let's see those results. So we have ALT, AR, arrival. Huh. Yeah, that's been trending lately. Go-Go? Go-Go is interesting. Maxar, MT, Oxy, Sava. So Oxy was on there the other night as well. And that's why I had Oxy on the breakout alerts today, and that's why we made good money on it. So let me show you how that went on here. So let's look at Oxy on here. So Oxy, you can see my chart here that I had the breakout alert on. This thing was beautiful. So check this out. So the breakout alert I always set a little bit higher than the actual wicks just to be safe. So if we pull that down into the wicks, we can see actually what happened. Let's delete this alert. Yes. Alright, so you can see we had a full breakout. So we could have played this 2 ways. So we had the breakout, went up at almost, let's see, so this broke out from, we got in at 29.17, played it to 30.35, a dollar move, and we could have sold up here when we saw this reversal here. So if you were to look on, say, like the 15 minute, this would have been, probably would have sold right here, if I'm being honest. So, I mean, the reason is you see, you know, the reversal candle here and then the confirmation candle. So you could have played it from here to here and made good money. But then, when we saw this bounce here, we could have gotten in right here. So we see the bounce there, we gotten in right there. And then there's no real reason for us ever to sold it, and we could have just sold it at the end of the day, and we could have made another dollar move there. So that would have been a double move we could have played today. Would have been really nice. This was a very technical friendly stock today. Played off of the technical alert, and then it just was perfectly executed. So, you know, let's look at a couple more on here. So ALT is another stock that shows up on the list. This looks very interesting. I'm gonna check something here real quick. I'm just gonna check the short interest on here. The stock looks crazy. 10.5%. No, 17%. It went up 50% today, so someone shorted it a ton today. So someone is trying to keep this down. So this went from $14 up to $19.50. Interesting. So this might be one worth keeping on your watch list. And check this out. So normal volume 3 million. Today's volume 23 million. So that definitely had the volume to support it today. There's probably news on it or something. Alright, so what else we got on the list? Arrival. So Arrival, we've been watching this since May, and it finally did what it was supposed to do. It only took forever. I don't think it's done either. I mean, this looks... Let me check the short interest on this. Ortex does not have it, so I'm not quite sure what the short interest is on this, but this could be good when it breaks out again. This could go to 30. I always had this going to 25.30, so I bet you it's going to retest these original highs. It's got that Scout Wick up to 25. So keep that in mind. Alright, let's go move on. Aspen. What is Aspen? I haven't heard of this one. Aspen aerogels. Oh wow, this thing moved today. Well, this thing's been moving all week. It went from 21 up to 24. Oh yeah, that looks pretty obvious what's going to happen. Looks like that's going to want 27. So, yeah, I could see why that is on there. Let me look at the OI on this. OI Aspen. That had 7. Looks like a lot of people are going long on it. So someone bought 7,500 contracts for November on it. So they think it's going to be a slow mover, but they're definitely confident in it. One second. Alright, so GLW. Whoa. This thing got murdered. Why is this getting call attention? Hold on, this needs more investigation. Alright, so we're gonna do this a couple ways. Alright, that's not working. That's the only thing I could think of, is they're thinking it's gonna bounce off the 618. This thing got destroyed though. So this was 47. Now it's 40. I'm gonna look at the OI on this real quick. A lot of call buying on July 9th. 98% call buying on July 9th. So it looks like people are bearish this week. And I think after this week, this thing's going to bounce hard. Definitely something we're going to want to keep on our watch list for the future. Yeah. Alright. GoGo, we alerted in the server today. This is an old newsletter play. Look at that. I was off by a week. I told everyone it was probably going to about 15 too. I did in the very first part of the video. We can go over KMPH again. So it looks like it came all the way back down to our major support zone. You know, I haven't charted this since May 21st, so all these lines are still there. Wells Fargo I don't like of all the banks, but it does have some interesting support on it. I like Upwork. Big fan of Upwork long term as well. Alright, so GoGo had this big volume spike today and got shorted right back down. BBIG has been getting all the praise all over Twitter and everything. I've been hearing every day someone mentions or asks BBIG. Looks like GoGo is shorted 37%, so this could still get squeezed. I mean, I don't know anything about it. I've never researched it. It's got a scout wick up to $9. The only thing I can think of is people think this is going to get squeezed, so let me take a look at the short volume on it. It's 19%, 18.8%. It did go up today. For me, it's just not there. People see the problem is people are going off of old data, so they think. So the exchange report on it says it's 25%, but right now it's actually 19% because I get live short data. So I don't think it's quite there like a lot of people think it is. Now I'm not saying it can't run, but you need to be, it's not going to go super high. The only way it would go is if it got just people buying it just to buy it. It's not going to get squeezed that much. I mean, legislation's always a concern, but you know, it's with risk comes reward, so keep that in mind. Max R. Wow, this thing really broke the downtrend, huh? So it gapped up over the downtrend overnight. And now it looks like it's consolidating. This is a good one to put on your watch list. Yeah, I like SoFi too. Chris, I have my chart in the I already have it in there. This was my chart. I'm the one that told Sundog about it. This has always been my chart on it. So, alright, let me get through my list, guys. You guys are going nuts. Alright, so we had the cup and it broke down. This thing is getting crushed. Sava has been... So Sava is interesting. So not only has Sava been showing up on my scanners, but it also got a level 3 in the server today. So someone thinks Sava's got a huge way up. You know, and Sava's all-time high is 184. I mean, it's got a giant daily. It's just had some giant daily candles lately. Alright. ETWO looks interesting. Groupon, I've been seeing a lot of call buying on Groupon lately. Oh, that gap would have been nice to play. That happened. Oh, and it got filled in a day. $39 to 64. What? Right after earnings too. That's crazy. That thing's probably gonna come back down to 40, and then it's gonna go. Looks like, oh, it might do that right into earnings again. Kevin, that makes a lot of sense why we're getting the call buying on it then. Alright, I'm going to show you one last scanner and then we can do some requests here. So Finviz, so bar chart is the one I pay for. They have all sorts of built-in scanners already. All sorts of them. I mean, they have stocks based on different industries. They have heat maps on there. They have trading signals. I wonder what the top stock was today. You know, top stocks to own. If you want something for long recommendations. Well, they have gap up and gap down. So APRE was a gap up. You want to look at gap down. IKT apron. What did apron do today? Ooh. Yeah, that thing definitely, I think definitely get, wow, this thing, wow, what a darling this thing was. Straight down since IPO. Ouch! That's a tough one. Daniel, I got a whole video on gaps, so I'd strongly recommend after this. It's like a 5-minute video. Just go and watch that. This thing's got to be shorted a ton. I mean, this thing just goes straight down. Yeah, 17%. 17% float. It's not that quick of an explanation. I mean, typically when you get those gaps, if you start to enter the gap, then they'll be filled and you play the gap fill. If they don't enter the gap, then you just don't play it at all. There you go. Alright, what are we doing here? Alright, so Finviz, you know, they have their scanner here. So let me see if I can zoom in here. Oh, they got these stupid ads though. Alright, let me see if I can refresh this. Alright, there we go, got rid of it. Alright, so all sorts of things on here. So they got descriptive, fundamental, technical. You can go on here and make different scanners. So, you know, if you wanted to go market, you know, this is kind of like the free version of bar chart. But bar chart data, I think, is more reliable. You know, typically if you pay for something, it means should be good, right? So if you wanted to make like a dividend scanner or float, you know, if you wanted to make a let's say you wanted to make a float short scanner, you know, something that's heavily shorted, this would work. You know, just go over 30%. And let's say you wanted to see if something was gonna get squeezed, you know, then you would go, what is it, technical. So you probably want it to be up today, and then you want the 20 to be above the 50. So that means it's rising. And there are your short squeeze scans today. So if we were to look at these look very interesting. Blink, FUV, Geo, Lee, Nicola, OTRK. You know, you can hover over them to see the chart. So Blink, FUV, Geo, Lee, Nicola, Ride. So this Lee looks interesting. Let's take a look at Lee. I like the quick glance there. So Lee Auto. Very nice flag on the daily. Let's zoom in on the hourly. Yes, Michael, this is recorded. Alright, so let's check this out. Alright, so let's scan, see what kind of short interest we have on here. Looks like this has been having a lot of short covering on the way up here, so. So this is the difference. So Ortex says this has 10.5% short interest. And Finviz says it's over 30%. So you can see float short over 30. While it may have been, Finviz just goes off of what the NASDAQ reports once a month. So it's only updated once a month, where Ortex is updated every day. Not to say it still can't go, but you know, if this thing breaks north of 29, there's this could be a nice play. Keep it on your radar. Kazakhs, I'm not sure. Alright. On track. This one is interesting. The reason is on track has a huge gap. Let me look at the short on this. Okay, it's not actually showing me. Looks like 32%. It's pretty shorted. Days to cover around 10. So I would watch this one, because this could be a really nice gap to play if it ever gets filled. Yeah, VOD, this has been showing up on my options scanner, so people think this is gonna fill the gap. So this created a huge gap off of earnings, but it moves like a snail. I mean, it's got a dollar gap, but it moves like a snail. So UWMC was, talked about on Reddit. I charted it when it was down around $7 here. You can see I have it starting here, and so far it's following my chart. I think that $11 to $12 mark on it is very reasonable. It's got the scout wick up here to 1240. I think the 11 to 1150 is a better target, and then the 12 to 1250 is the high target. Alright. What else was we looking at here? What happened here? Let's look at Workhorse. I think a lot of people are interested in Workhorse. Looks like I had Workhorse charted. Even had an alert go off on it. So Workhorse looks really interesting. I think the 20... I've got that gap up there. I think it needs to get over 19 again, though. What's up, Cali boy? But I would like to see, what did it do after hours? Looks like it ran a little after hours. It's up 30 cents. That's nice. Curious to see how it goes tomorrow. This thing has like 50% shares floated. It had news today, so it's got a catalyst. Speaking of a catalyst, oh man, this thing looks ugly. I would go short on cat. This is a bear pennant. Just play whatever way it breaks. But it hasn't really made a... it does look like it needs to... Come on. I think 200 is possible. It could potentially go down there, or it could make a dead cat bounce here. Dead cat, get it? It could come up to 222. The short way looks way better in my opinion. But I don't know. I just wouldn't be in cat right now. At all. I mean, all construction companies look terrible right now. I mean, this is just an inverted cup if you look at it. If you were to flip this over, you would buy this. I mean, look at this. So this is inverted. If you were looking at this, you would buy this, but this is inverted, so You know, there's your cup. There's your bull flag. Falling wedge. So then you're thinking, alright, cool. And then you got your gap over here as well. Like, oh, maybe it's going to fill this gap, right? So then that's your target right there. But that's actually that's actually a bear chart. So there you go. Alright, I got about 10 minutes left. What other ones you guys want me to look at? I think I'm good on... I think you guys kind of got the idea of the different scanners I use. I hit held down Alt-I for invert. Or you can go in here and... Where is it? Invert scale. You just do that. Invert scale. Facebook. Facebook looks terrible. So you can see here Facebook had a rising wedge, came back, retested it, and then rejected. And it's getting tanked after hours too. Look at that. So I have a feeling this thing's gonna go through a correction. Probably down to 324. Yeah, Manpreet, I talked a little bit about it, not quite as much, but alright, let me catch up on some of these. Wish is very popular on social media right now. So Wish has been kind of bouncing back and forth in this gap right here. And so for me, it's got to get out of the gap. It did run a little bit after hours. 1, it's got to get out of the gap. 2, it's got to break this downtrend. Should make a decision tomorrow on what it wants to do. So this song is called Memory Bank by Airglow. So if Wish breaks the downtrend, then it could retest this wick here, and if it gets over there, then there's no stopping it. Alright, Upwork. I believe I got this charted already. So Upwork's doing its thing under here. It's going to take some time. I got an alert set for the server, so when it catches it, we're going to catch this nice move up to 60, 63. But you can see, you know, it's kind of got a head, and it might do its thing for a while now. If it's going to match this left shoulder, it might do, you know, a multi-correction here. So no, I didn't talk about the trading rules. I just posted them in the server. You guys can go read them if you want, unless you have specific questions on them. Alright, Riot. And from a technical perspective, you know, this is a falling wedge. So you'd think this would at least, you know, go to 39. It does have a teeny tiny little gap right here. So that would be my price target there. Alright. Pull up Chewy here. Looks like Chewy hit my price target perfectly. Wow. Crazy. Let me look at the short interest on SoFi. Looks like SoFi isn't available on Vortex. That's sad. Now, well. I normally don't do waves with pre and post market because volume on the pre and post market's so low, it's hard to trust it. Alright. Len. Housing market. I'm pretty sure stock. Oh, excuse me. I'm getting tired apparently. Looks like it could bounce soon. Maybe one more red day. Then we get a bounce. So maybe, what is that? A little bit more blood. But could be a fun one to play on the bounce. Tesla had the rising wedge here, broke south of it, and now it's making what I would call a bear flag. And so I still think Tesla wants to come down to 400. I think this little mark down here, I think it's gonna do one of these. Something's gonna happen. It's gonna go down there, but I like Tesla down here, but up here I still don't like it. Alright. Zom is still on my target here. Had this target up here at $70. I haven't touched this chart since mid-May, so just been letting it go. Looks like I added this line, but that was all I did. A, B, and B. They had really good earnings, these last earnings, so I think the only thing that's holding it back is it looks like maybe it wants to retest this, then finally go do something like that. What's up, Priscilla? Alright, so OR PH has been going nuts lately. That's crazy. How do you chart something like that? I mean, this is all news driven. Give it a go though, I suppose. Hold on, let me pretty sure there it is, tomorrow. So tomorrow, ORPH, let me zoom in on this for you. So this is a calendar with all of the biopharma. So ORPH has a pretty UFA for whatever this drug is. Arimracamol. What is this? Let's Google that. Alright. Codename BRX345. Experimental drug. Potential treatment for Niemann-Pick C. Metabolic disorder. So you've been seeing a lot of gambling on this, thinking that that's going to get approved tomorrow. And with bio stocks, you know, that can make or break a company. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to stay away from it. It's pure gambling. If you want to play it, that's all you. All right. Jamia. Goodbye. Alright. So, Jamia has just been getting annihilated, but there is hope at the end of the tunnel. This looks like it's an inverted head and shoulders. So look, it's got this support here, bounce there. This could be a potential reversal formation happening. So, where is my brush? So you got... So if this thing bounces here, and it looks like it could, this could be an excellent place to go long on Jamia. Well, looks like it's just a channel down, but if this breaks this channel, could easily reach 33, if not 38. So go for the short-term target, and we'll go from there. All right. A couple more to catch up, and then we're gonna call her a night. All right, Amazon. So I have Amazon charted. Might be a little off on this. So looks like Amazon broke out of that. It was fighting it. How's it doing after hours? Not so great. So if it holds 33.95. You'll be fine. Otherwise, this could see a nice $100 sell-off down here, and then we can go long on it again. But I like Amazon. Big fan of it. I think it's making... If you look at my larger projection on this, I got anywhere from 4,000 up to a high range of 5,000 this year. So I think it's going to see 4,000 to 5,000 in the next year or two. Yeah, Gaston, we can do a futures recap. Alright, I got EBD, one of my favorite dividend stocks. Filled the gap finally. Wow. It's bull flagging, almost at all-time highs. Pretty sure EPD is also heavily shorted. It's just been going up forever. What's going on with Vortex right now? It's like nothing's working on there. Check something. Alright. Thank you, Adam. Yeah, I'm not a big bio guy, so I don't play him very often. I played the bio gen with Eli Lilly as well, which was fun. Alright. Baba. And then that's the last one. Alright, so Baba should these over a little. Baba should see a floor around 206. I can't imagine it goes below 206. If it breaks 206, it's in real trouble. It's never broken it, this uptrend. I mean, if you see this uptrend, it has never broken it. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. It's tested it 4 times over the life of the stock, and it's never broken it. So I have a feeling it's going to test it one more time, make a double bottom, and then that's when we're going to see the bounce. But we'll see. Alright, let's cover some futures and wrap her up. Let's look at the 5-minute. Futures got annihilated today. So, looks like it's struggling right here. This could be an ABC. So, looks like you got a 1, 2, 5. See what happens there. Either way, futures don't look super amazing right now. This looks a little better. Be curious to see if they do anything towards the end of the night. Alright. BA and Nvidia. Alright, those are the last two, and then I'm done. Boeing got annihilated today. For me, it broke below this uptrend or downtrend. So sometimes that can be. Looks like it wanted to fill this gap finally. That's nice. Still has all these gaps though. This is a breakaway gap. Another breakaway gap. So either it bounces here or it's coming back down to 238. And if that doesn't hold, then it's coming back down to 230. Nvidia has support here. Looks like it hit the support, bounced. Did it break it after hours? Oh, it got crushed after hours. Whew. I mean, Eric, they're basically the same thing, just that the S&P futures are traded 24/7. Except for 1 hour, they're traded 23 hours a day. So you could do a TA a little bit better on futures. So for instance, if you were to go on here, and if you were to compare this, say, with SPY, let's put these both on the 15-minute. So you can see they look very similar, but the thing is because this is traded 23 hours, and this is only traded, 4 to 7, so 13 hours compared to 23 hours. You get a lot more data on here that you can make better. You can use better TA on. So for instance, like here, on futures, you could clearly see we were getting set up today. I wasn't sure if it was going to play out, but I had talked about it privately with Avery. But you can see this head and shoulders right here, where you can barely see it on SPY. Yeah, it's not as obvious on SPY as it was on futures. And that's why sometimes doing TA on futures is a little easier, because you can see the formations better, because you have more data to work with. So hopefully that helps answer your question. Alright everyone, that was a good class today. Sorry I won't be live on Sunday, but I wanted to get this in there so you guys had something to go off. It's good midweek. Do some charting. And yeah, I'll be on vacation till mid next week, so if you need something directed at my team, if you're not in the Discord, I highly recommend joining. There's a lot of good data in there. And yeah, have a great rest of the week, everyone. Hopefully you make some money this week. If not, take the week off. You know, it's not like you have to trade, and it's a good week to take off. Oh man, actually looking at this, I could see it on the 15-minute. It doesn't look good. I think there's more blood in store tomorrow, so sorry to hear that. I'm hoping we are green tomorrow, but I think SPY needs to go through a correction, and I think it's starting. So, alright. Everyone have a great night.